Hello, guys, and I think we're live. Welcome to the Vulcan Forge AMA on 1st of April, April Fool. No more jokes allowed. I was in Dubai this week, obviously, so I haven't been engaged in Discord as much as I like to. But I'm really happy having the staff we've got now. So a big shout out to Glitched and Toby and Yap and Neswolf and Dudavec. My goodness, the list goes on. They've really held it together, and I can just kind of not panic when I'm away for a few hours, which is great. So listen, before I get going on some of these questions and update you on some exciting things, I know the tweet mentioned some mechanisms that no one's heard of yet. I'm sure you'll be excited to hear about those. I've got a special guest with me today. He is the inferior Jamie, the one and only, that joke will never get old, Dark Lord. He's going to be updating you on some of the quests and gameplay and all sorts of exciting stuff. Let's bring him in. Hello, Jay. How are you?
Oh, wait a minute. That's better, yes. I'm fine, thank you. I'm very well. I've just had a magnificent lunch of roast hobbit flesh.
And a face mask.
My bloody ear things come out. Hold on, I can't hear anything. Here we are. Superior Jamie is here.
Yes. So
bloody hell, I can't hear anything. Hold on.
The inferior uncle.
There we are.
Dark Lord. So if people don't know, this is Jamie, other than Jamie Thompson, same name, who writes all the game books and the lore for the game, as you know already.
Yep.
And he's now full time, and he works on the quest system, and he's sort of helping with gameplay mechanics and all sorts of stuff. So I thought maybe Jay, you could sort of update the community on how you're handling things now and sort of the next steps involved.
Yes. First of all, I have to show everyone my new ring. You probably can't see it, but it says in the language of Mordor, one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, etc. I throw it in the fire, it would actually just melt, and instead it glows in the dark. These are the sorts of things that please the superior Jamie. But actually, I've been working on quests. Most of you who've been playing the game will have tried out what is basically a test run at the moment of weekly, what will become weekly quests. And once you've done them, at the moment, that's it. They don't refresh, but they will refresh, and they will also rotate. It's a system of dialogue and quests that will generate probably hundreds of random quests. So you will never feel like you're getting the same thing, using all the different methods that are offered as quest activities like foraging or fighting or finding some halite, and that should provide a quest in each quadrant. And we'll also tidy up the quest system so that you can only get quests from the 4 quest givers. That will be Radamanthus, the judge of the dead, King Lycaon, who is obviously a werewolf. This is perfectly normal. But in fact, Lycaon is his name, is how we get the word lycanthrope. And so he was the first kind of mythological werewolf in Western mythology, in Greek mythology. Then there's the Sphinx in the desert, and there'll be Queen Nyssa, an Oread mountain nymph in Boreas, and they will give quests. The daily quests will be automatic, and you do them that day. If you don't do them that day, there'll be a new one the next day. Then there'll be a system of weekly quests. There'll be a whole lot more of the ones that you've already played, and they will refresh every week. And then hopefully we can have an epic quest system. So these will be similar to the weekly ones that you play now, but they will unlock more and more difficult things. So it won't just be like a bit of foraging. It'll be like bring 5,000 soil to help rebuild the Palace of Hades, and there'll be characters that we introduce in the game that you have to take things to, NPCs basically, and we're going to be quite ambitious about that. So there'll be quite a lot of sort of storytelling narrative, and there'll be long monthly quests. So if you don't complete it in that month, you'll lose it if the new one comes up. But at the moment, we still need a system where we can rotate new quests in and out and refresh them, and there's quite a lot more work that needs to be done. And then hopefully we'll have special quests. So those will be things like fishing. So when you go fishing, you might like there's a little storyline in one of the game books where you hook out a fish, but then it turns out it's a shape-changing water nymph, and she's really annoyed that you've fished her out of the water, and thus begins a whole quest in the book. So we can have all sorts of We're also introducing a system, hopefully, that will have keys that you find. Instead of just directly finding an NFT, you'll find a key that unlocks the treasure vault of Vulcan, of Hades, the Vulcan vaults. And it'll be a kind of random chest you open. And sometimes these keys will unlock another kind of quest. So you will have special quests that you discover. So you might, for instance, be foraging, and you might find a document that says it's a confession from someone who's murdered someone, which is one of the quests in the game books. And that sets off a whole set of special quests that you can discover. And that'll be a lot of fun. So I think that's pretty much a quest.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably worth noting that obviously you're limited pretty much to the quest mechanics that are inside the quest engine we've made. So
quest editor, yeah.
Quest editor, yes. So we're adding sort of new sort of functionalities to what you can provide, and you can just be as flexible as you want with that.
Yeah. So that's work in progress, and hopefully that will start coming through at the moment. I think they're currently working on the daily quest and weekly refreshing things, so we can rotate quests in and out, so they don't just, after a week, you don't just get the same quests. I can write new ones, and they will sort of change over time and not always be the same ones, but the same ones will come back again over and over again, but just not every time. And there'll be more functionality enabling us to do things, extra things at the moment than we have. We also need to rework the UI because at the moment you can get quests just through pressing J, and that J should really just be a way of monitoring the quest that you already accepted, so that you always have to go to one of the quest givers. And soon we'll have King Lycaon and Rhadamanthus as animated characters sitting in their quest locations, which will be cool. Hopefully we'll be able to have going into the Palace of Hades, and there will be Rhadamanthus, the judge of the dead. Of course, as it's me writing the quest, I've made them all rather rude. So they say things like, "Listen, puny human, do this for me, you worthless dog, and you will be rewarded." I'm trying to make them actually a bit different characters, because the Sphinx has to be more mysterious. So we'll have Lycaon as literally a wolfman sitting probably in the Summer Palace, which I must say looks fantastic. There's just been some upgrades of some of the landmarks, so they look really good.
It does look good, and the animations of the characters are good. And it's worth mentioning as well that these quests from, I'm glad you pronounced it for me, was it Radamadingding?
Radamadingding, no, that's a different character that you have. That's the doll you have under your pillow at home. Radamadingding, that you can't go to sleep without. Where's my Radamadingding?
So Radamadingding, you can only access Lycaon and Radamadingding, but only if you have so you have these like big quests. So just like in the in Vulcan City, there are 4 automatons, right? Aren't there? They're 3, the golden warrior princess things. So the basic quest you can get from like the bronze.
Yeah, I forgot about the automaton quest. Yeah,
the bronze, silver, gold, and then if you have
I was under the impression that they'd be wandering around the universe.
They are wandering around, but if you don't have the experience or the avatar level, they're the only people you can get quests from. So in order to access Lycaon and Rhadamanthus, you need to have a high level. Yeah, and it's Sphinx, isn't it? And who's the Boreas? Have we got a Boreas NPC coming?
Yeah, it's Queen Nyssa.
Cool.
She was like one of the mountain nymphs in the Greek mythology, ruled over the 4 mountains, Nyssa, Athos, and they were named for those mountains too. So we originally did her as a Vulcanite way back when, but because she was too human.
Too human, I remember.
Yeah. So I've kept the little backstory and everything. So she'll be like a quest giver.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that combined with the goblin who gives you out lava, who does your lava staking in the bank, and then as Jamie said, we've got the treasury coming, where you've got the 2 guards there and the treasury. So Jamie touched on it. It was actually, I think it came from Glitch and Yap, actually, this idea that you forage a key as opposed to the NFT. And that key, you go in the treasury and you choose a box, a chest, and you unlock it, and that provides you either lava or an NFT or something to kind of keep things secret. At the moment, people know what they're going to get, because they can just look at the NFT wallet. Okay, and any other sort of plans for gameplay coming on? I know we've got 4 new developers here in house now, which is wonderful, and they're really going to be focusing on gameplay exactly. But it's the quest mostly your.
Yeah, mostly. But I also have done a bit of work on fish. We talked about fishing, how we might. We have a system where you'll be able to rent rods if you can't afford to buy one for lava, and you get XP rewards for fishing in every quadrant. And there'll be things that you find when you fish. There'll be epic rods. There'll be like winning XP, or you might win some lava. You have to pay lava to the fishmonger to gut your fish, and there'll be a new consumables system hopefully. So you'll get fish guts, but the consumables you can then take to a priestess of Hecate or some other character in Vulcan City, and if you pay her lava, she will make potions for you. So we'll have a consumable system. So I've come up with a new set of materials, but these are for making potions. Sometimes you'll find them in foraging, but I was thinking that they should be foraged in unique situations, like you can only find corpse dust, for instance, in the Palace of Hades, rather than just everywhere. So they become specific items to look for in specific areas, perhaps, or maybe they'll just be random. But anyway, you can then you can get potions, and they'll give you like a boost for 2 hours, say. And you might choose to have a potion of Hermes will give you a 25% speed increase for 2 hours. Potion of Ares will give you Volcanites combat value. Can't remember which one is the potion of foraging.
Yeah, that's the first one that comes. Yeah, it gives you a small time boost, doesn't it? Consumables.
Yeah.
And you use lava to do it.
And then people can trade those potions between each other, or perhaps sell them. But it'll cost lava to pay the fishmonger. I can't quite remember how it works. You can either just hand the fish in and get fish guts with a small chance of fish oil, because every potion will need fish oil as its main ingredient, or you can pay lava. I think you need to do that for the big. I can't remember. I have to check it for the big fish. And you also pay lava to rent the rod, because if you can fish in 4 quadrants, it's unlikely anyone's going to afford to buy four fishing rods. And then you get an XP award like you do for foraging in every or fighting in every quadrant. And fishing, I also wanted to, I don't know if we can do this, but I wanted to put lava gems in, because in the book sometimes you find, because it's such a typical trope or meme in the mythology of so many different cultures, from the West to the Pacific Islands and American Indians, is the fish that has swallowed the magic ring or the magic pearl or the whatever it is. So you might find a fish that is, in the game books, you find a fish and there's a lava gem in it, and if you're unlucky, it explodes, scars your face forever. But we could have lava gems which have random amounts of lava inside. That's another thing that you find. But you have to take them. Yeah, lava gems. You have to take them to Vulcan Forge itself, where the blacksmith will, if you pay him, of course, hammer the gem and open it, and you might be lucky and find an NFT or a key, probably, or some more lava. So there's lots of things like that we want to introduce, which are slightly loot boxy, but I don't think we're allowed to really say loot boxy. Well, they're not really, but sort of. Yeah, there's also the idea.
No, I was just going to say, and the stuff you're mentioning, it probably just sounds like a very sort of complex sort of future roadmap thing, but it's worth, again, noting to the community that we're already sort of halfway through the back-end development of this. Again, Night Angels are an absolute champ. The loot boxes, the consumables. We're waiting for the HDRP, whatever, rendering pipeline to be finished. But we're creating all the back-end needed, because this whole consumable thing just adds an complete different angle to the game, because you can forage things which give you a boost, and it burns lava, which is great for the economy, and it just makes everything a little more sort of, what's the word, just complex, and ladders and steps, and sort of just much more varied.
Just more and more stuff to do. And there's also the eventual point we get to, which will be the Troy arena. So you'll be able to send your Volcanites. Hopefully people will form teams to fight each other. And then potions become even more important, because we'll also have things like, hopefully, when you've got, I don't know, you've got some coal, iron, and a diamond, you take it to the blacksmith and it'll make you a special sword. I don't think that will be an NFT. It more likely be an in-game buff thing, but also potions, so you can arm and buff up your Vulcanites for arena combats, which will become a whole sort of gladiatorial. Let the blood be spilt upon the blood-soaked sands of Troy, says Vulcan. Let the games begin. There was another one that we
PvP, isn't it? The gladiator arena. It's not. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. So yes, the only place you can fight each other is in the gladiator arena in Troy. Yeah,
and maybe there'll be little teams that people form, like Hades versus Arcadia and things like that. Guilds. Yeah. That's going to be fun. But there are also something that consumables can be used for. There was another case, I can't remember what it is. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Fishing, automatons, another thing I was working on. Oh yes, of course, the unlock the Volcanites.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Go on. You can reveal that. Because I don't think.
okay.
Yeah.
So this will be a way for those who have higher level Vulcanites but have been unable to use them. You'll be able to get certain items that you rent, you pay lava for basically, and you get the chance to use Vulcanite 1 or maybe 2, not quite sure yet, but higher level of your avatar level. So for instance, in Hades you have the Goblet of Blood. The dead can smell the blood of mortals, and it is like wine to them. Spill it and they will come. So you can use that if you get the Goblet of Blood. I think the idea at the moment we're going with, like X lava, probably 1 lava gives you +1 level Vulcanite. Maybe more lava than that, I'm not sure. Y lava gives you a +2 level Vulcanite, +3. So you need to sow the Goblet of Blood with lava on a daily basis. But first of all, you've got to get the Goblet of Blood, which is probably an NFT. I'm not sure yet. Then there's Dance of the Dryads, which is for Arcadian Vulcanites. The Great Horn of Winds, which summons your Borean Vulcanites. And the Waters of Life, for those that dwell in the desert, are forever thirsty. They are drawn to water like flies to dung. Give it to them and they will come. So that will be something that you can also say with lava, and then you can play with the higher level Vulcanites, or the ones that you've rented. So that'll be another way of, because it's taken so long to go up levels.
Yeah, and it's value to the Volcanites as well, of course.
Yeah. So we've got lots of Volcanites that people aren't using, and by the time you have all of the stuff that has to be done to create level 3 lands and level 3, it takes time.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and there's the gods as well. Of course, there's the gods that will be coming in soon, which will be some buffs to earning your land stakes, and they can also be attached to a given land. That's the way it works. At the moment, you have a god; it gives you a 10% experience boost. But we were also thinking about using gods too. So we might add into the Vulcan city either shrines or temples or priestesses and priests. So you could go and pay that god for a blessing as well. So that would work in the same way that potions might. So you could go to Ares, the god of war, and pay him to give a boost to your combat skills for a while. So gods may have further uses later on, which seems like a nice idea. It fits with the whole thing, especially in Troy. We were also thinking that certain gods could give in Troy battle arena special abilities to certain Vulcanites, because that kind of fits with the whole Iliad, Homer's Iliad story. Ares guided. What's his name? No, I was thinking of a hero, Achilles' spear. No, actually, Diomedes, the hero Diomedes, actually wounded Ares because he was such a great hero. Actually, wounded a god, but Apollo guided Paris's arrow into the heel of Achilles, and so they always get involved in stuff. So that could be mythologically sound.
Ares was the one that I think stole Vulcan's wife. Actually, Vulcan stole Ares' wife, Aphrodite.
Yeah, well, she kind of she had a few partners. Let's put it that way.
Well, they all did. They all did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Fighting crazy, bloodthirsty stories.
Yes.
So we've got lots to build on. Okay, then, Jay. Great. Thanks for that. I'm going to boot you out now because you've only got like 20 minutes left of this. So.
All right. Hopefully that's helpful, wormlings. Do you want to keep me in the background in case there are any questions?
No.
Okay. Dismissed again. Once he was my nephew, now I am his bitch. As they say. I'm not sure I should say that, sorry.
Whatever.
I better just go away now. All
right. See you later. Oh, before you go, you're getting lots of love, and we love you. Thanks, Dark Lord. And one question for you, someone asked: Are you enjoying the game? Are you addicted to it yet?
Yes, I'm actually right in talking to you at the moment. I'm also doing a landmark run.
Are you?
I'm in notice at the moment. I have to in lunch breaks because he makes me work at other times. Brilliant. So I've got to get my XP in so that my land gets my lava appreciation. So whenever anyone sees Dark Lord plot of land, please like it. I need all the appreciation I can get.
Didn't you put your plot of land in the quest so people are forced to go
I did, yes, but unfortunately it didn't. That functionality doesn't work. So I've asked for that to be implemented. So that will be my land. Oh, I should just have a system where you must appreciate these plots.
Yeah,
and amazingly, amazingly, they're all my. Oh, it's just a coincidence. Just coincidence. They're my plots.
That's right. Or send lava to the godly address here, and
good idea. I've already Oh yeah, of course. For the blessings and consumables, I put myself in as a god. Pay lava to the Dark Lord.
Pay lava, and put your wallet address in there.
Yes.
I guess we'll have to proofread these quests now because. All
right
then. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
All right. Lots of love to you. Speak to you
Cheers,
soon.
inferior one. Yes. I'm saving the nose story for Vulcan.
Oh, yes, of course. And if you don't know, Jamie is coming to talk at Volcan 2. I think we've got 60 tickets left now. We added a bunch. Maybe that was a bit ambitious of me. But anyone hasn't booked their ticket yet, do book up and come along.
Bring any books of mine you have and I'll sign them.
Oh, yes. Someone is
asking. With sneering contempt.
Perfect. All right, then. See you later,
okay. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
There we have it. The Dark Lord, never a dull day. Okay, so let me just get through some of these questions quickly before giving you a little summary. So, what's up? Not a lot. What can we expect from the Troy land for tiers? Any spoilers to get us excited? For the tiers. Oh, right, yeah, for the tiers. So level tier 1. Do you know what? We haven't worked out any functionality for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, other than location right now. In fact, actually, he's still here. Maybe I could pick his brain right now. So, you know, the Troy land, we're divided into tiers, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We've got locations. Tier 1's close to the city, which is close to all the landmarks. That's worth a lot, just like Vulcan City, because it's close to the Gladiator Arena and Blacksmith and all that. So I know we were going to talk about this at some point. Why would tier 1 Troy land be better than tier 3 Troy land? I don't know if it's something you've thought about yourself yet.
Isn't that the other way around?
No,
tier 3 is the higher level.
Tier 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I was just thinking, how nice! I've got a tier 3 land.
No.
Token, I mean, yes. Well, in Troy, let me see what you've got. You can't actually stake it, can you?
No, you can't. We've got to keep the value for Vulcanverse land, and that's why you can't stake Troy land. So right now, it's literally by location. So for now, it's location closest to all the landmarks and the things to do in the middle of Troy. Just like.
Is there anything else you can do with the land?
Oh yeah, you level it up still from 1 to 7, and terramorph and build. It's just there's no financial benefit for having level 7 than 1. But of course, for Troy, we're adding a lot more sort of consumable blacksmith functionality within that land. So it's good to own land there. Because if you're in Vulcanverse, you've got to travel all the way to Troy in order to go to the blacksmith or fight in the Gladiators Arena. So it's worth having it close.
Maybe we can think of ways in which people could have on their plots of land certain types of official. I think it was Nesful suggested a trading post.
Yeah,
people could. It's not necessarily a trading post, but something like that you can do something in game.
Yeah. We should talk. I mean, we're being called out for just brainstorming live here, so maybe we should have this conversation at.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Yes, that's not exactly exciting to watch, is it? Yeah.
All right then. Okay.
We should have little pits that you can throw lava in on tier 3 land that goes straight into my wallet.
Perfect. Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so there we are on Triland. The answer is we don't really know, but just get to tier 1. It's better. Any more questions here? Faceless going mad with the Jamie. Fishing. Yeah, well, animation's done for the fishing, and as you just heard from the other Jamie, the functionality is going to be. Well, he just described the functionality to you in detail. If you missed it, you can scroll back at how fishing is going to work. Dubai was wonderful. Got to meet a lot of people. Met Jason for the CEO of Garda Games. Really good lad. We got on very well, and I'm sure we'll work something out in the future. In fact, a lot of CEOs were there at Binance, probably because it's a big event. It's a bit random having the CEO of Tether and the CEO of Wax, and then Jamie from Vulcan Forge sitting on the panel, but it was exciting nonetheless. And someone did mention about, we have just made a partnership. Yeah, we have collaboration with Binance and Bifinity to allow fiat on-ramps to PYR through the Binance liquidity. So we were using Wire before, but we're going to be using Binance now. instead, which is great because obviously they're a big organization. So you'll be able to buy PYR using your credit card on MyForge, and it'll go straight from the Binance liquidity. And also they're working on this way that you can use your credit card to buy an NFT on the marketplace, and it will buy PYR on the back end and go through. So they're really pushing this fiat on ramp. So yes, we are going to be working with Binance on that. I think someone asked me that later on. Okay, nodes. Yeah, so the philosophers will know this. We've shared an enormous document on Elysium node. So it's all there. We haven't released it yet to the public because it's not on mainnet yet. And we want to I think it needs a bit of a fanfare and some marketing behind it. So the nodes, as you know, there are 7 sort of tiers of nodes. I think 7, something like that. Yeah, so the Chronos node is the top node. So they're all named after gods. You've got the Hermes node and the Chronos node is the top one. So the Chronos node is like the authority node, as it were. So these are actual validated nodes. In order to qualify for that, you do need a bucket ton of PYR. I think it's 100,000 PYR, so same as a philosopher. And in doing so, you get quite a big chunk of all the Lava transaction fees and some marketplace fees come into your wallet. So it's worth doing, but you do need to set up all the correct software. So we do help you create a software for that. It's all carbon neutral and blah, blah, blah. We have it's a 51 authority node, I think we're going with, but I don't know how much I'm allowed to give out on this. So maybe I should just keep my mouth shut on this. But yeah, Forge nodes will start from 2,000 PYR up. If you know the Xnode kind of thingy-majig program from VeChain, it's not dissimilar to that. You know, you can sort of earn from the Lava transactions. Every transaction that goes through, you get a percentage of that. And the higher the nodes, you actually get a cut from the marketplace fee. So all those ELS20 tokens going through, Hustle, Sin, whatever, PYR, you get a percentage of that. So it's worth knowing that the minimum Forge node amount will be 2,000 PYR. Okay, that's node. Any other questions we've got here? I love Superior Jamie. Yes, I know he's a laugh. Resilience achievement. Yep, I think the Night Angel's already got the list of that. We made a mistake because he was minting it as an NFT, which is actually an achievement, not an NFT. So in fact, there's no reason to. So if maybe Toby or Glitch are reading this now, if they could perhaps we could push the resilience achievement out. If you earned experience during that hack week, you get the resilience achievement because you didn't really care and you were playing, which is wonderful. Shows your commitment, or maybe you were just so panicked and didn't know what to do, you just sort of played to distract yourself. Okay, what am I wearing? My t-shirt. I guess that's related to the fashion brands coming to Elysium. I think some have kind of worked it out. There are about 4 or 5 enormous ones coming to Elysium, which is exciting. We're going to be doing a big announcement with the Hustleverse over that when the time's right. The blacksmith is in Troy. Someone asked, when mountable Medusa? I'm assuming that's a joke. How will the Polygon to Elysium token swap work? Yeah, so it's going to be a bridge, just like the one works. The Elysium Explorer is very similar to the Polygon Explorer, where you can connect your wallet, you can access a bridge, access Polyscan. It has all the sort of functionality the Polygon would. So you would bridge from Polygon to Ethereum to Elysium and back. We'll also have that bridge inside MyForge as well, to sort of keep things nice and smooth. Will the new Elysium setup work entirely without Venly? Absolutely, yeah. It's EVM compatible, so it's all going to go in the MetaMask. So you log in, connect your wallet, it will be saved back end, and then you don't have to use it again, because all we do is we use your wallet address to get out NFTs from it. So once we've got your wallet connected through MetaMask, then it's very easy to kind of process in the games, but you'll still use your login credentials from Vulcan Forge. When will scroll fragments finally be foraged? I think we just sent a load actually to the wallet. I'll follow up on that. So if Glitch is listening, maybe he can push on that. But yeah, I think we're going to do that actually as a transition while we wait for the new foraging system to come into place. A lot of the old professions and WoW, yes, very similar to World of Warcraft. Consumable system will add a whole new dimension. Yes, it will. Are you getting addicted, dear Dark Lord? Yes, he is, which is wonderful. Do you plan to list Lava on a CAX? On a central? Okay, so Lava, we have been offered to list Lava on a centralized exchange. I can't lie, and we're not doing it yet, simply because I don't think the economy is stable enough yet, and we want to put some traffic through Vulcan decks. But let's be honest, I think Lava is going to be on a centralized exchange, whether we like it or not, simply because it's very sought after tokens, a lot of trading, a lot of holders. In fact, some exchanges have reached out to us in order to list it, you know, as if we would say yes straight away, but we've actually sort of said no for now until we get the economy a little bit more stable. Nodes, I've talked about that. Are there any fiat pairs coming with Binance? It's exactly that. We are doing a collaboration with Binance to offer fiat to PYR pairs from my forge using APIs, which is wonderful. I think very cool. And that came from the meeting in Dubai. I got to meet a lot of the people from Binance, and actually they're really cool, really organized. It was one of the better conferences I've been to. Will there be quests in Troy from the start? Absolutely, there'll be quests you can only do in Troy and only do in Vulcanverse. We want a reason for you to go to Troy and a reason for Troy to go to Vulcanverse. We've got to keep like both worlds valuable to an extent. Okay, scrolling through, lots of lovely comments about the inferior Uncle Jamie. Dear Vulcan team, I trust you because of the, yeah, that's very nice. Is it true that a general fee of 5%? No, it does change, and we kind of make the fee up as we go along with the seed. It kind of depends on how much PYR there is. Like it was 1,000 PYR lately for the tier 1 seed. Usually we do 10% for the sowing, but this time we thought, well, that's a bit much, so we'll put it to 5%. So it will vary. There's no sort of general fee applied. When will the circulating increased supply return to previous level? Well, I think so far we've bought back about maybe $4 million worth of PYR. A lot of it's going to come through the sales of Troy land and NFTs and lots of stuff. You know, right now we're pretty much, well, we can't sell any PYR ourselves. Well, we haven't done anyway, even before the hack. I think we sold a little bit at $4 or $5 or something like that. But other than that, we haven't really sold any. So we're okay financially, but we have to bring in a lot of it through sales. Obviously, we don't have $50 million to buy it back in one go, so don't expect any 1 minute green candles from us. When will the new partner be announced? You know, I think very soon, as in like everything has been signed. Their board has signed it off. We've signed all the NDAs. They've signed it. I mean, it's happening. It's done. And I think we're now working on a marketing strategy to release who it is, which benefits not only us, but also the group, the conglomerate group, the fashion group, and also the Hustleverse and us. So we all kind of, you know, it doesn't just get lost in a wave of red blood market. And not that we're doing it for the market, but it'd be nice to get some sort of, you know, I don't know, a bit of attention for the partnership, which I think is one of the biggest in crypto, actually, in terms of the fashion brands. How will the plot to Troyland be distributed? Well, you can pay lava to get like priority in picking them once you've got your tier 1 coins and tier 2 and tier 3. So hold on to your lava. And OG badges get priority, of course, over everything. How many people in Vulcanverse same time currently? Well, in theory, it depends on the level. So if each land has 2 Citadelians per level 2, then you can have maximum 20,000. And if in a level 7, I think you can have 10 people maybe. So in theory, 100,000 if everything was at level 7, but that's not the case. So, but we are, and we will reveal soon a way to allow anyone into Vulcanverse, which doesn't destroy the Citadelian system, doesn't destroy land, doesn't destroy scholarships, but also allows us to sort of maximize player count. Because we feel with Vulcanverse, even with Troy, it's a waste not to have anyone be able to access. The clues in the word frenzy pass, which I'll come back to. Fishing ETA, I don't know. Animations are done, just waiting on the gameplay. We've got wonderful Jamie to sort of flesh that out for us now. We've just got to implement it. Okay, question. If several hustle plots in the same quadrant were bought, I can't really answer the hustle questions, I'm afraid. Ask them, great guys, I'll answer you. Why are peer deposits paused on Binance? Because of Polygon. I think Polygon are having some issues right now with their nodes. I think the Sunflower Farmers thing really screwed things up for them for a while. This is not the place, but every time Jamie opens his mouth, okay, yeah. Will US users be able to use a fiat on-ramp? Good question. I don't know. I know they've definitely got a space for EU because they stressed that. I think Binance US and Binance are very separate entities. So I'll say no, and if the answer is yes, then it's a pleasant surprise. Are nodes still linked to level 4 to 6 land staking? Yeah, so you can either get a forged node, Hermes node, whatever they're called, by holding 2,000 PYR as a minimum, or you just have level 4 land, which is great because then you get the staking rewards of level 4 land and the Citadelians and the transactions from all the marketplace and all the Elysium work. So getting land, I mean, I don't think people realize how lucrative the land could be. So yeah, level up, do your thing. Blacksmith, yeah, Blacksmith is going to be in Troy, not Vulcan City. Again, we do need reasons for you to travel between the two countries, islands. Need more beer? No. What's the difference between land nodes? There is no difference, really, other than that, like, you know, with the land, you have land and you have a node, and you didn't need to buy an extra 2,000 PYR, which is cool. What node tiers will there be after Chronos descending? There's an enormous document. I could get it up now, but I don't think it's worth spoiling over this call. But as thanks to Yap and some others, some of the philosophers as well, who've mapped out this incredible economic system, which works great. It takes some ideas from Ethereum, Polygon, VeChain, other sort of models, and it sort of, I don't know, fine tunes it into a sort of all the best qualities, I think, which is great. Is there a rough estimate when Berserk software? Okay, so Berserk is now in a standalone app. We've converted Forge Arena, Block Babies, Berserk all into standalone apps now onto Windows. So we're going to have this thing called the Frenzy OG, which is called like Frenzy Olympian GameFi, which is like a Steam launcher. So you open up from a computer and you can choose Berserk, Poker, Block Babies, Vulcanverse, all of this, and it sort of measures your lava and experience. So it's like a suite, it's like a package. So that's in alpha testing now. Dudamik has done an incredible job with that. That's being tested by the community. Yes, we've got a community testers are testing that now. And so far, it's amazing. Apparently, there's literally maybe 2 tiny errors in like 50 games. So it really was worth putting Berserk out of the web browser and into the standalone, because now the scalability is obviously much higher. If someone owns a Troy plot, they can't go to VV without having. Yes, you can travel. I think we've got Chiron, whatever, the Grim Reaper from Hades can ferry you across. I don't think that is Chiron, actually, it's someone else's name. So he ferries you across from Hades to Troy and vice versa. You pay lava, you can teleport. So the key is we've got so many lava routes coming in now. So you're burning lava for consumables, travel, transport portals, all these things to keep the use case high. Any timelines for level 3? I don't think we're going to think about level 3 for another month or 2 until we've got everything we wanted to do totally running. We spent the whole last year building all these foundations, and now we're going to polish it all off. Scholarships, medallions. Question: how many kilograms do you bench press? Not many anymore, I'm afraid. How many active daily players? Around 2,000 at the moment. You know, which in the great scheme of things doesn't sound a lot, but compared to a lot of games, it actually is. I think we're the busiest metaverse there is, virtual world-wise, which is amazing. But I think we can keep going until we get 100,000 daily users. We don't sleep. The plot twist for, oh yes, I need to follow up on that. So we have got the snapshot. Basically, half of you are going to get a seed, which is nice because you didn't sort of you didn't sell your PYR straight after the snapshot, so it was a reward for you. Gift. Okay, right. So let's go into the GIFT is. So I did a tweet yesterday, a cryptic tweet to say we've got some cool things coming. So let me describe what they all are. So, okay, so Forge nodes I've just described to you. They're sort of nodes holding together the Lithium blockchain. 51 of them are actual validators, actual real nodes, where the others are kind of sort of nodes in word, really. Which basically means hold a certain amount of PYR, you get an NFT which represents the node, and if you drop down onto that PYR, you lose the NFT, you lose the node. But if you hold on to it, you get some sort of lava from the transactions and some marketplace fees. So that's Forge nodes. Frenzy Pass, it just becomes cooler and cooler. So Frenzy Pass is a one-time fee of 10 PYR. Now, if you have the Frenzy Pass, it gives you access to the frenzy pools in Tartarus, Infinite Runner, Tower Defense, Vulcan Assassin. So you can enter these big lava pools that everyone's paying to play, but then if you do well in the top 50%, you sort of you get more of that pool. And those lava pools in these games are going to be divided into sort of different amounts of lava. So it's worth getting. And then the other thing we're toying around with is to have the Frenzy Pass. If you buy the Frenzy Pass, you can enter the world without being a scholar or Sedalian. So this isn't the case if all Sedalians are maxed out and there's no room, then you just buy a Frenzy Pass. So the great thing about the Frenzy Pass is it's a massive correlation between PYR usage and necessity with the amount of users coming in. Because I think people were worried about like lava being used more than PYR, when in fact, the more players there are, the more Frenzy Pass will be bought, and the more PYR is used for that. What are the other ones? Okay, so Oh yeah, GIFT. I think it stands for God-infused Friends Transaction or something like that. So the GIFT is basically, as you might know from other chains, it's fee delegation. So Lava is used to transfer anything across an NFT, an ERS20 token. Lava is gas. So the gift protocol is a way to you can literally, so a project for Hustleverse, for example, they might choose to sponsor all the Hustleverse users' transactions. So they can take in any wallet address that they want to sponsor, and if they list them there, then that wallet will be sponsored by the Hustle wallet or another wallet. So it's like a fee delegation, but really specific. So you can choose which wallet is going to sponsor which wallet. So you, as a scholar manager, could choose to sponsor your 50 scholars. So if you can actually delegate who you want to delegate with and how much. So it's sort of very sort of advanced fee delegation. Yeah. So yeah, that's very cool. So it's called the GIFT. And then the Magma Protocol. So the Magma Protocol is a way, because all the projects coming to Elysium, 28 of them, are going to have their own token, ELS20 token. So like the Hustle, Sin, the GOB, the Gunter Ballatroon, and Swallow Digital, these all have NFTs on Vulcan Market. So because they're on the Vulcan Market, they're going to be using their own token. So a lot of you may wonder, well, what happens to PYR? So we'll use PYR for all the Vulcan Forged NFTs. But these tokens will have to use their own token. So let's say the Hustleverse listed an NFT on Hustle. They only want people to use the Hustle token on the market, which makes sense. They want to demand their own token. But as Vulcan Market takes 6% of all the fees, what we do is, because we've got the Vulcan DEX, which is going to be all the Elysium tokens joined together, because it's all on the same blockchain. Every time like a Hustle sale comes in or another project NFT sells, that 6% fee is going to be converted to PYR on the back end. So there's going to be buy pressure on PYR every time an ELS20 transaction comes through on the market, which allows constant sort of pressure on PYR and usage of PYR, even though users are using different tokens. And of course, listing all these other tokens in the marketplace allows a much bigger user base as well, which is kind of good for optics to get us out there. And okay, so that's that. What else have we got here? Let's go. Am I late? Vulcan City Lava Bank. Yep, it's done. It's just the animation waiting now. I think we shared the Goblin animation, like really quite cool actually, because when there's a failed transaction, he goes, "Oh, I like that puny mortal," and yeah, so that's done, which made the animation. AP, I don't know the APY on the 2000 node. It depends on how much the marketplace you use, how much Elysium is used. The more it's used, the more you'll kind of gain from it. How is the development for AR Volks going? You know what? I can share that with you now. At the moment, you can. I played with it actually in Dubai. Right now, you can join. You can open up a gateway to Hades in your lounge, your front room, whatever, and walk through there, see your Volcanite and a friend of yours, his character and his Volcanite, and you both as a team fight these demons coming at you. So right now, team fighting has been initiated, but not multiplayer against each other. So that's what's happening now. So the lobby and networking has been done. But for now, it's sort of you use your friend to sort of fight someone else in AR, which is really cool, actually. I should tweet that more. Okay, I'll do a couple, 15 minutes more. We need a week to take this in. Yes, you do. When will be able to contact us Italians through MyForge? I know that's on the list. Don't know the answer, I'm afraid. How likely is it that one day a metaverse like Axie, Sandbox, etc. will use Elysium? I doubt they will. They're pretty established. I think they're happy with where they are. Of course, we'd be more than happy they came to Elysium, but they've got their own blockchains. I think got Ronin, haven't they? And thoughts out to those guys of what happened. But there's lots of metaverses coming to Elysium. That might be the next big thing. We've got some really cool projects coming. As I said, we've got 28 of them. I think that Radar just released a big list of who's joining Elysium. Some really cool projects. Okay, let me see if there's any questions in general to sort of take to be. No, I think that's it. If anyone's got any other questions, then do ask them now in the YouTube channel. And I'll get them. And happy Friday to everyone. I guess that's it. All right then, guys. I'll check out now. And when's the lithium? Yeah, so lithium, it's all done. The nodes are set up. We just haven't pulled the switch yet. I don't know why we haven't. Maybe we're just scared. Well, I'll talk to Yap about it. Okay, much love to you all. And yeah, all right, check out now. Cheers. Bye-bye now.